welcome. This is Ashley's Heart Song, and this is the place where we get out of the stress and back into our body, our life, and our business. When we tap into the song of our heart, that is when we master the mind and the stress that can steal our life. Welcome to today's show. Happy that you are here. This is where we are just going to find that place to just relax, to exhale, so to speak, to release everything that has been holding us hostage. This month is all about our vitality, and today will be no different. Today, I'm going to give you three things, and that you can integrate into your life to bring restoration. Take a breath and just be present with me for just a moment. As we move into this time of year, and when this episode is released, it is during the fall. And during the fall, it is a time that we let go of things, we release, we cleanse, so to speak. And there's many different cleansing, physical cleansing, mental cleansing, emotional cleansing, and spiritual cleansing protocols that we can follow in order to get our vitality back, to restore what was brought out of balance. And I want to just enter into this conversation around cleansing because for me, cleansing had always been stressful. You know, that white knuckle willpower that had to be put into place in order to follow through with the fasting, with the cleansing, with the strict protocols, whatever it called for. It was always white knuckling for me. And that was never any fun. So I usually put off any kind of cleansing, whether it was a physical cleanse, like a liver cleanse or a candida protocol cleanse, any kind of a physical cleanse, or whether it was maybe even a mental cleanse, a negative thinking cleanse, anything like that. We can bring that restriction, that deprivation, oh my goodness, why am I not perfect already? Why do I have to do these things in order to be more perfect? Those are the thoughts that kind of go through the mind when we're in that deprivation. And so what I want to bring to you today is an alternative to the white knuckling, an alternative to getting all up in the restriction of it. And instead, let's shift our mindset around it. Because first, we have to shift what is within us before anything outside of us can change, right? So this is the first step right here. Your body isn't to be conquered. Your body isn't to be mastered. Your body is longing to collaborate with you. So whatever led you to the cleanse, whether it was a symptom that you felt in your body, whether it was blood work that came back, when you're entering into that cleanse and when you got that data, it was all about your body wanting to collaborate, your body wanting to just say, hey, let's get along. Can you do this one thing for me? And then when we do it from a place of cooperation, from a place of fulfilling needs, that is when we are truly released from the perfection, from the deprivation, from the restriction. When we are going about our life in that restrictive state, deprivative state, we're leading our team members, we are building the business that we are wanting to build, when we are holding space for others that we're coaching, if we are inside of the restriction of that cleanse, inside deprivation of that cleanse, it only adds to the cortisol that is already racing through your body from stress. So now we have added angst on top of that, added cortisol that is swimming throughout your body, wreaking havoc on everything. The body reads it as a threat, not a renewal. And when the body reads it as a threat, That is when you are going to store fat for energy. Yikes, you're going to use muscle for energy and store the fat. During those energy requirements, you won't be using the fat. Your cells, free radical damage from the cells. Blood flow is usually focused out into the extremities. So if your gut still has food in it, it's not going to be digested fully. You have die-off of healthy gut bacteria. A whole host of things happen that brings down your vitality. So we want to find a way, pardon me, to get out of the restriction, to get out of that feeling of deprivation, from the feeling of, oh, I have to do this, and get more into alignment so that our nervous system can be regulated. Our nervous system can be at ease. Our nervous system is no longer under a threat. So do you need a detox from food? Maybe. You might. But first, before you ever enter into a detox for the physical body, do a detox from the pressure to be perfect first. That detox can look like emotional resolution. It can look like awareness and mindfulness techniques. It can be breath work. I highly recommend emotional resolution because inside of that pressure to be perfect, there is that that fear. The fear emotion is in there, the fear of not being perfect. So perfection is a fear-based emotion. So if we emotionally resolve that and then go into breath work and mindfulness, we can bring ourselves into a state of ease around that situation of cleansing and detoxing. And then we can enter into that space of cleansing from peace, from calm, from this is best for me, and be in alignment with it instead of fighting it the whole time. I have walked into protocols before that I needed to do for inflammation purposes, whatever was happening within my physical form. And I remember just being so just tied up in knots about it and being angry and frustrated through the whole thing and kind of sassy. And what that was it was just fear-based emotions coming out. And anytime you cleanse, you're going to have things come out. But if your angst about it is at the start of the detox and the cleanse, it's at the very beginning of it, then you know that there is some fear-based emotions around detoxing, around releasing, around letting go. So working with those prior to starting the detox and the cleanse, leading up to that time, and then through the first few days of it, you will notice that when that time comes, that the anger is going to erupt within you. It's still going to erupt if you've been storing anger, if you've been storing lack, if you've been storing any of those fear-based emotions in your body, they're going to come up. But if you've already been working with it, then it's going to be so much easier throughout the detox, and it's not going to wear you out. You're going to feel more rejuvenated, more alive, because you worked with the emotions before, during, and after. So this time of year is about the letting go, about the releasing. So the question here is, what are you going to release? What are you going to release so that you can get back into nature's rhythm, the cycle, the natural cycle of your body, so that your vagus nerve is calm and sending calm signals throughout your body, so that your sleep deepens, so clarity returns, What is it that you will release? There are three things that you can do to bring restoration back to your body and prepare for cleansing. One is nourishment, nutrition. And gentle nourishment stabilizes our blood sugar and our moods. To soothe your digestion and your emotions, try bone broth and cooked vegetables. During this winter time of year, our body will crave warmer foods, and honor the body's craving by having those warmer foods be nutritionally packed warmer foods that are made with bone broth, that are made with fresh vegetables that are cooked. Cooked vegetables are so much more soothing for our digestive system than raw vegetables. So during this time, honor your body's release and letting go segment of the year by giving it warmed foods, so to speak, the cooked vegetables, the cooked meats, the lighter meats, the bone broths, so that your body is nutritionally sound and your blood sugar is stabilized and your moods are a little more balanced. The second way that you can bring restoration back during this cleansing time is through breath work. So breath work turns stress chemistry into creative chemistry. Breath work calms the body. Now, there's many different types of breath work. Some are sympathetic nervous system, which elevates the heart rate, elevates blood pressure a little bit, and it's harder, faster breathing. And then you have the breath work that's very yang. Then you have the breath work that's very yin, that's relaxing, that's at ease. And you can do your breath work practice with a combination of these two, or you could do it just yin if you're wanting to be calm. If you're needing to stimulate yourself, wake yourself up during the day, get your body moving and shaking, then you can do more yang breath work. But any type of breath work sequence will shift your state. So if you need more energy, do yang. If you need more calming energy, then do yin breath work. And then sleep is the third. Sleep is our underrated superpower, y'all. Sleep is your best friend. Sleep is when we process our emotional data. It's when it's filed. It's when we wake up inspired and not overloaded. Getting to bed before 10, right before 10, is ideal. The last train, I call it the angel train, the last train leaves the depot at 10:30. If you can get to bed in that sweet spot of 9:30 to 10:30, and if you wake up really early, if you're an early riser to where you like to wake up at 4 or 5, then get to bed by 8 to 9. But getting to bed before that 10 o'clock hour allows your body to go through the systems checks. This is circadian rhythm. It's honoring circadian rhythm, that natural rhythm of the body. And when you do this, you wake up feeling so inspired, so alive, and ready for your day. Before you go to sleep, preparing for that sleep is very important. And I highly recommend you bring in the first two that I gave you around nutrition and around breath work, bring those into your nighttime ritual. So on the nutrition aspect of it, it would be something like hot tea, and you want like a chamomile, something that's calming and soothing. And then do a breath work, a yin breath work before bed, something that is calming for you. Inhaling for 4, exhaling for 8, holding for 8. You could do a breathing in for 3, holding for 6, exhaling for 9. You can do some box breathing of inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. There are different types of breath work that you can do. And if you do 5 to 10 minutes before you go to bed, then your sleep will be so good and so deep. It'll be beautiful. You can also journal. You can write before bedtime, and also light stretching. If you can do some light stretching before you go to bed, along with your long, slow, smooth, deep, and even breathing, that will be perfect. That will be so good. Your body, your nervous system is going to thank you because you will drift off to sleep and stay asleep so easy. So again, those three are gentle nourishment, things that are soothing to the digestive system, breath work in any form that you would love, anything to bring expansion and fullness to the breath, and then sleep, catching that angel train, doing a nighttime ritual in order to prepare your body for sleep and have a great night's sleep. So what would your reset ritual be? What will you set up for yourself so that you wake up feeling restored, relaxed, at ease? What would that be? What would you put in right now in this time of year when things are about to speed up stress-wise? What will you do to slow yourself down? I invite you to bring calm back to Christmas. Bring the calm back to yourself so that you can experience this season with ease and grace, calm and peace. There's going to be a link for you in the description of this podcast that if you would love to bring calm back to Christmas for yourself, then there is a Qigong series that I am doing during these next 2 months, where you can bring full restoration, healing, peace, calm into your very being. So you experience this time like you've never had before. If today's episode spoke to you, I ask that you share it with your friends, subscribe, leave a review, and I look forward to joining you next time as we continue to armor up our lives. I'll see you then.